place. So you people up here are in the danger zone, so be careful. If I fall, just pick me up. I feel like I'm boxed in, so I'm going to be moving all over the place, and I apologize in advance. I'm thrilled to be here. It's an honor to be here with such an amazing ministry, and to get to know John. I was actually surprised as we connected. I was actually going through a midlife crisis when we met. And we had sold a business, and I stopped. I told my wife, I said, I'm not cutting my hair. I'm not going to shave for at least a year. And so somewhere in the middle is where I met John. And on my book, my picture is on the book cover, and I look like I do now. And he kept looking at the cover and looking at me and looking at the cover like, this is not the same guy. I don't know what's going on. So I'm excited to be here tonight. I'm going to share a few stories with you, talk a little bit. I want to first ask, do we have any archers in the room? Are any archery people? All right, awesome. We've got a handful. Anybody ever heard of a guy named Howard Hill? Does anybody know who that is? This is going back. Oh my gosh, we got somebody. All right, that's awesome. When you get home tonight, you need to Google Howard Hill. This guy is one of the greatest archers of all time, and there's video footage of him out there on YouTube. He takes an old long bow, wooden bow, knocks an arrow, pulls back, hits the target precisely at the bullseye, knocks a second arrow, splits the first completely in two. This guy, there's footage of people, if you can believe this, they are holding pieces of fruit in their hands while he shoots it out of their hands, and apples off the head, everything. There's video footage of him killing a Cape buffalo, the toughest of all wild game animal, with a bow and arrow. He kills a shark under 15 feet of water. I mean, this guy could hit the mark consistently. Now, I'm going to make a very bold statement tonight. I'm going to venture to say that for each one of you in this room, if I could spend 1 hour with each one of you in this room, provided your eyesight is good and you have the strength to draw a bow, that within 1 hour, I could have you hitting the target more consistently than Howard Hill could have hit it the best day of his life. And that's provided first that we've blindfolded Howard Hill. And then spin him around 15 times so he has no idea what direction he's shooting. And some of you are smirking now, you're saying, Aaron, how can a guy hit a target he can't see? And I'm here to ask you a much more important question tonight. How can you hit a target that you don't even have? How can you hit a target that you don't even have? We live in a culture today where information is coming at us faster than it ever has before. I don't know if you know this, but in the year 1900, all of human knowledge was doubling about once every 100 years. Today, it doubles every 13 months, and within just a few more years, it will double every 12 hours. We have access to everything. And oh man, now I hate to say I have an iPhone in my pocket after I heard there's a Microsoft guy in the room. You could pull out your Surface and get answers to anything on Google today. There you go. The information is right there. And in today's age, we live right now in a society where we're connected to more people than we ever have before, and we're lonely. We have access to information more than we've ever had ever, and we don't have wisdom. We live in a culture today where we have more personal belongings, more assets than we've ever had before, and we're not fulfilled. And so I want to ask you this question tonight. It's a bit of a direct question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What do you want? What do you want? That's a tough question, isn't it? You get asked that question, your mind starts turning. Some of you, I know what you're thinking. Some of you are like, Aaron, you're asking the wrong question. You should be asking, what does God want? And you're exactly right. That's the right question. But if I ask that question, you'll go to passages that you know. So I'm just going to ask the question, what do you want? Most people cannot answer that question. And if they can, and they know the answer, is it the right answer? Are they doing the right thing? Are they seeking the right choice? And so learning and unlocking the potential that God has blessed us with, it's a process that we go through. So I want you to think about that question as I continue to talk. What do you want? As we kind of unpack this whole process. Billy Graham was on an interview. This was Greta Van Susteren maybe 7, 8 years ago. He was 92 years old at the time. Billy Graham, some have said that he's reached more people for Christ than anyone in humanity, in history. On his website, it says he's actually presented the gospel to over 2 billion people plus. Okay, here's a guy who's lived an amazing life. Today, I think he's 98 years old. Billy Graham was interviewed by Greta Van Susteren. She asked this question. It was almost like a filler question. Like, you just throw out a question while you're thinking of the next big question you're kind of really asking. She says, do you have any regrets? And I'm in the kitchen, and I hear the question. I'm thinking, I know the answer. Everyone, when they get asked that question, says, I have no regrets. I wouldn't change anything. And he pauses. And then, like Greta, she knows, holy cow, he's going to say something. Like, this could be breaking news. Like, Fox News Alert was getting ready to come across the wire at this very moment. And I'm like froze now, and I'm waiting to hear what he says. And he says, I have a huge regret. He said, the big regret that I have is that I did not spend more time in the personal study of God's Word and in prayer. Man, that blew me away when I heard that. I mean, I got to tell you, I couldn't stop thinking about that for days. He said that. His personal time with the Lord was of utmost importance, and he regretted he hadn't spent more time. Now, my wife and I, Angie is here tonight. This is my wife, Angie, if you'd raise your hand. She never gets to see me speak because we have 4 kids, and she's chasing them all over the place. And usually I do a lot of corporate speaking, so it's during the day at crazy hours. So I'm thrilled to have her tonight. We have 4 kids. We got 3 boys and a little girl. And this little girl, the whole world revolves around this little girl. The pastor at our church once told us, he said, you guys are a big ship, and she is the rudder, controlling everything. And I'll openly admit, we're terrible. We are absolutely, we need help with her. I'll just tell you right now, she's got us under her spell. And so I like to spend some quality time with my kids one-on-one. And so we had a daddy-daughter date. And usually the way a daddy-daughter date works for us is I take her to the mall and I get her what she wants, and then, I'm in trouble when I get home. And so I told her, I said, Brooke, we've got this daddy-daughter date planned. She's like, oh, I'm so excited, like she can't wait. And so Angie pulls me aside right before we're ready to leave, and she says, I need to talk to you. She goes, I do not want you taking her to the mall and buying her whatever she wants. That's just, you guys need to plan something else. And I said, okay, you're right. You're absolutely right. So I got in the truck, and I said, Brooke, listen. And she goes, Daddy, like she's a timeshare salesman or something. You say, I'm not going to do it, and you walk out with a timeshare, and you don't. So, moments later, we're at the mall, and I'm, what do you want? Where do you want to go? And it's bad. I know we need help. And some of you who are parenting experts will talk to you after I'm done. But anyway, we get to the end of the day, and I love to ask her this question. I love to ask all my kids when we spent some time together, and I said, Brooke, what was your favorite part of the day? And I'm just waiting for it. I don't know what she's going to say. And we're driving home, and she says, Daddy, just being with you today. And oh man, I'm serious. I would have taken her back to the mall and we would have bought everything else right there on the spot. And she just melted me. And I just thought, that's what God is longing from us. He wants that quality time. He wants that intimacy with us. Such a powerful connection. When you think that the creator of the universe wants intimate time with each one of us. That is a powerful thing to think about. And it leads me to another question. How often have you longed for the answer more than you've longed for God?